Okay, so first thing you want to teach when you teach your dog dog dance is that the main ingredient is they have to know how to heel. So heel is my left side, and then I use side as my right side because you need your dogs to be able to work on both sides. But you're only going to start out on one, start out training on one side or the other. It doesn't really matter which side you start out on. Um, but just use that for a day or two and then switch to the other side so your dog knows, to work on both sides, and make sure you put a cue on each of them so your dog knows which side you want them to go to. You could use left or right, you could use heel or side. It's anything you want as long as you make sure it stays the same every time you train. So before we even start on this foundation work, which um, Gemma Gemma doesn't do dog dance with me, so she's never been taught to heel or side. She's really good at staying by me. But the first thing I want to do is burn off some of her energy. You want to make sure they're hungry, and you want to make sure they can concentrate off Gemma. So the first thing I'm going to do is burn off some of her energy. Good girl. Good girl. Bring here. Oh, happy. Ah, yeah, drop it. Good girl. Ready? She hasn't played frisbee in a while. That's why I'm not throwing her. Good girl. I want her to go easy and not, be strenuous on any muscles just yet. Come here. Drop it. Good girl. Go on. Yes, good girl. Good girl. But I want to be careful not to tire her out too much either, because frisbee, it wears them out pretty quick. Come here. Good girl. Go on. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, that's my girl. That is my girl. Drop it. Good girl. Come on. Yes, good girl. Ah, yes, good girl. Yes. Drop it. We'll do one more because I don't want her too tired. I just don't want her on edge because she's got all that built up energy. Good girl. Yay. Good girl. Yes. Come here. Drop it. Yes. Good. Whoops. Good girl. Wait. Okay, so now with her I'm just going to use kibble because she'll work for anything. She's just happy to work. But if your dog isn't real fond of kibble, you're going to want to use something they're really fond of. And you're not going to be able to hear me when I'm walking, so I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to start by the box, and I'm going to walk in an X. So I'm going to start at the box, come down here, walk straight that way, and then do an X that way. And then I'm going to circle around, okay? Once I make that circle, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to come the other way. And what I'm going to do when I start out is I'm going to be giving her a treat every couple steps, and I'm going to keep her right by me. So let me show you. So I'm going to start on side because I'm right-handed. And when you do this, so when you're working on side, you use this hand. When you're working on heel, you have to use this hand. Do not cross over like this because that's just not normal or natural. So you got to be able to use both hands to train. So I'm going to get her by my side. I'm going to put the treat right to her nose. I'm going to put her by me. I'm going to take one step, treat, 2 steps, treat, 3 steps, here, treat, good girl. And I want her to stay as close to me. If she's touching me while she's walking, that's fine. What I try to do is hold my treat right here. And another really, really, really big thing with dog dance is if you correct them, or if you get harsh with them, or if it's anything other than fun, then a lot of times they'll shut down and not want to work. So if they make a mistake, just say whoopsie in a fun fashion and get them back into place. The hardest thing about dog dance is getting them to work right next to you. Everything else is really easy, and this actually isn't hard. You just have to practice a lot. So we're gonna give it a shot, and you'll see that if she falls behind, I'll catch her up to me, and I'll just try to make it as smooth and as fun as possible. See, I'm trying to move quick enough to where she can't move out of position. So she moved out of position. I'm gonna line her back up, and actually, I'm not doing my X either. Let's try it over. And I'm going to do my straight line. And we're going to do our other leg of our X. And what I'm doing too is I'm releasing treats. I'll put a couple of them in my hand. And I'll release them at different times, just to keep her wanting to walk next to me. Oh, I dropped one. Now when I drop one, that's kind of my fault. I'm not going to get mad at her for that. Good girl. Good girl. And then, if she gets used to it, you can take more and more steps. So let's see, now we're gonna do the circle. And I'm gonna go 20 steps without treating her. Okay, then I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna go the other way. Knocked one out of my hand. Easy, Jenna. Good girl. Side. Good girl. And I dropped one. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So she's doing really good. I'm treating her probably between every 5 and every 15 steps. Now, I am going to do figure eights with her. Side. Yep. Like this. Go around. thing you got to pay attention to is if they start to wander away from you, then you're not treating them enough. So like with her, there at the end I slacked and I was waiting longer to treat her. So she was starting to, move off of where I wanted her to be. So then I had to up the rate of rewards, to keep her by me. So an X, a circle, counterclockwise, and then figure eights. That's what I want you to work on right now. And then do that for 1 or 2 days. And then on that third day, or if they're catching on really quick on the second day, then put them on a heel and work the other side. Are you good? You know what? I'm gonna give her a break real quick and do something really fun just to keep her interested in what we're doing. So, good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Go get it. Bring it here. Gemma. She might have to go potty. Gemma. Right there. Get Frisbee. Yeah, good girl. Bring it here. Good girl. One more. Bring it here. Because you want this training to be as fun as possible. Because like I say, if they get even just a little bit stressed over this, then they shut down. They don't want to play. Come here, baby girl. Yes. Okay, so now we're going to work on heel. Okay, and then from here we're going to go into our circle. We're just about out of trees. I did that whole circle without treatment. Now I'm going to jackpot her for doing really well. So the key to it is knowing your dog. You have to know when your dog is ready to take more steps with less treats. I mean, pay attention to them. They're catching on good. But no matter what, when you get to a point to where you can take 20, 50 steps without treating them, when you stop, make sure you jackpot them. Lots of treats, lots of praise. Like I say, it has to be fun. If it's not fun, they're not going to want to do it. Seemed like there was something else I wanted to tell you about that. So I showed you heel with her, which, if your dog isn't, she does all kinds of sports. She can do agility and frisbee and all that. So she loves working with me. It doesn't matter what I want to teach her. She'll learn anything. But if your pup is like younger and their attention span's still kind of short, do as much as you can where it's happy. If your pup starts getting bored and wandering away, stop, and then just try again, do it again later. But it's really, really important to keep it as positive as possible. So with her, so work on your, whichever side you start with, do that one day, and then the next day do the other side. So they're getting used to both sides, and make sure you put names on them so they know. And so start out doing this. You want to do an X, a circle, and then a counterclockwise circle. And that's pretty much it. You want to leave them wanting more. So, you know, do them. Oh, you can, and then you can throw the figure 8 in too if they're doing well. But if they're not doing real good at it yet, then save the figure 8 for the next day. But you're going to make it so where your dog's going to follow you around anywhere you go and no matter what direction, right here on your leg. And like I say, it's not hard, but it's tons of practice to get them to stay. And as they get better at it, start rewarding in longer steps. So, you know, I start out rewarding for 1 step, then 3 steps, then 5 steps, then 10 steps, then 20 steps. But in the beginning, I make sure I go no more than 20 steps without rewarding them, because if we start trying to do it too fast, then they're not going to want to do it. They're like, well, why am I following you around when there's no reward in it for me? So you want to make it happy, lots of praise, lots of treats, and stay at the pace of your pup. So, and work on it every day for 15-20 minutes, and then don't worry about it again for the rest of the day, because we can burn them out if we do it too much. And with heel, you know, it's so close to you, and it's not quite as fun as a lot of other things. You want to make all your training sessions count, and you want it to be fun. This is going to be the hardest step of dog dance, is getting them to stay by you. In the middle of the week, I'm going to post another video that shows you how to put in a couple like spins as you're walking and stuff. But for right now, I just want you to work on getting your dog happy, being next to you on both sides. And if you have any questions at all, just ask. And like I say, in the middle of the week, I'll post one more video. And then by the following Sunday, you guys should be ready to start doing some different behaviors that we can throw into the dog dance that is going to be a lot of fun.